On March 12, former President Donald Trump won the Republican nominee after surpassing the delegate threshold needed. Wins in Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington for the former president leads all Americans to decide on two unpopular candidates in the 2024 election in November, Trump versus Biden. A rematch, president versus president. This is one of 6 cases on the road for Donald Trump as he runs for re-election. These are giant roadblocks for his plan to win the election, not only because of the time consuming the former president from being on the road, talking to voters, but a strain into his pockets for running for president. How will these cases affect the elections? Former President Donald Trump faces 91 felony counts in 4 criminal cases and 2 civic cases that could result in huge financial hits. Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty or denied any wrongdoing in all these cases. Trump's legal team have tried to push these cases to be delayed, arguing Trump is immune from trial since he was president. On April 15th, former President Trump will be facing his first criminal case in Manhattan, New York. In Manhattan, Trump faces 37 felony counts of New York penal law. He is being accused of falsifying business records in connection with the payoff to Stormy Daniels, a porn star who claimed she had a sexual encounter with him. By buying Daniels' silence, the payoff avoided a possible sex scandals in the final weeks of the 2016 presidential campaign. Then, while in the White House, Trump reimbursed Cohen in a series of installments payments processed by Trump's company. Prosecutors say Trump fraudulently disguised those installments as a corporate legal expenses in violation of New York law. Trump faces 3 other criminal cases in Florida, Washington, D.C., and Georgia. In Florida, Trump is facing 32 felony accounts of willful retention of national defense information in violation of the Espionage Act. Federal prosecutor led by special counsel Jack Smith has accused Trump of highly sensitive national security documents when he left the White House in January 2021. He stashed those documents haphazardly throughout his Mar-a-Lago resort and obstructed the government's repeated attempts to retrieve them. Prosecutors allege Trump showed classified documents to individuals who were not authorized to view them, prosecutors say. During one of those episodes, which was audio recorded, Trump allegedly displayed a top-secret military plan of attack while telling visitors, "As president, I could have declassified it, but now I can't," adding the document he was showing them was still a secret. In Washington, D.C., Trump faces 2 felony counts of obstructing an official proceeding, 1 felony count of conspiracy to defraud the United States, 1 felony count of conspiracy against rights. In the 2 months between Election Day in 2020 and January 6, 2021, Trump mounted a wide-ranging campaign to subvert Joe Biden's victory in the presidential election. Trump and his advisors spread false information about voter fraud, urged Republican state officials to undermine the results in states that Biden won, assembled false slates of electors, and pressured Mike Pence, the vice president, to unilaterally toss out the legitimate votes. The efforts accumulated on January 6, when a mob of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol and disrupted peaceful transfer of power. The prosecutors, led by the special counsel Jack Smith, have charged Trump with federal crimes stemming from his attempt to derail the transfer of power. In Georgia, Trump faces 1 count of volunteering the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act. Trump's efforts to overturn his loss in the 2020 election were perhaps the most aggressive in the state of Georgia. Multiple accounts confirmed that Joe Biden narrowly prevailed in the race for the state's 16 electoral votes. But Trump and his allies spread lies about voter fraud, urged Georgia officials and state lawmakers to reverse Biden's win, and plotted to send fake electors to Washington. On January 2nd, 2021, Trump called Georgia's Secretary of State, Ben Roethlisberger, and urged him to find 11,780 votes, the number of votes needed to overcome Biden's victory. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis charged Trump and his 18 of his allies for these efforts, alleging a wide-ranging criminal enterprise. The former president faces 2 more civil cases in New York. The former president faces 2 more civil cases in New York. He is in a second defamation case against author and journalist E. Jean Carroll And the case against a 2022 lawsuit alleged Trump that through his businesses dramatically inflated the value of his assets, such as his home in the Trump Tower in New York, to extract better terms from the bank and insurance agencies.